ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies and gents, I just want y'all to know this is hilarious. Man, you have no idea. I'm sitting up here, you can hear it in my voice. I'm sitting up here having a great time. Look, English law is the common law legal system of England and Wales, comprising mainly of criminal law and civil law, each branch having its own courts and procedure. But let's look at this one right here. This is the important one. This is the important one right here. See that right there? England and Wales has a common law legal system, which has been established by the subject matter heard in early cases, and so is the law created by judges. Well, I'm sorry, the United States could never have borrowed English common law because judges don't get to make law in the United States. Do you understand? We did not borrow the English common law. That is not what common law is. Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, the common law was not borrowed from England. It has nothing to do. It says the name so named because it was common in all the king's courts across England. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hold on a second. England borrowed from the Romans. Go ahead, look at, they had a parliament. Rome had a parliament. They had a senate. Rome had a senate. United States borrowed from the Roman law. That's why it's called Roman law, not England law. It is the Roman legal system that they borrowed from. However, not the common law. Okay, we'll do this way. We're gonna get rid of the word common because he's a rapper. Y'all know Common? Common's all right. Roman, Roman, Roman law. Because that's where civil law comes from, is Rome, ladies and gentlemen. It even puts it right here. The contemporary national legal system is generally based on one of four basic systems: civil law, common law, statutory law, religious law, and a combination of these. Do you understand? They do civil law. Civil law is Roman law, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's labeled that way. Now it says, what country uses Roman law? Germany. Roman law practice remained in place longer than under any other Holy Roman Empire. Roman law thus served as a basis for legal practice throughout the Western continental Europe, as well as most of the former colonies of the European nations, including Latin America and Ethiopia. Can I explain to you how this history is a lie? You guys want to hear a take? And I'm going to use history to prove. First, if the United States borrowed its common law from England, they would have had to borrow it from the King's Court. Now, the King's Court, the king had final say, had total control. When the United States formed its nation, remember, it was hatred of England and its king. It never would have accepted such a system, ever. The actual term common law was because it was the common people, not the common court, not the court of commons. Go ahead, go take a look. Even with the Romans. Let me explain this. During the 80s, there was this big push in America. I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses, so I remember, because there were a lot of people, we would knock on their doors and we would find that they were involved in common law marriages. And many of these would want to become a Jehovah's Witness, but you cannot be in a common law marriage and be a Jehovah's Witness in modern days. Why? Because we follow civil law and they require individuals to have licenses. I know some people might disagree with that. That's your problem. Get over it. That's not the subject of the conversation. But these individuals were involved in common law marriage, and they did not refer to England when they referred to common law marriage. They referred to Scripture. You don't believe me? Go back and look at the time. Look at the period. When the government was referring to common law marriage, okay, watch this. Let's do it. We're going to ask Google because Google, it's like Alexa. This is the printed version of Alexa. You see how they did it in countries? Nobody asked for what's the history of common law marriage in countries. It was, what is the history of common law marriage? The phrase common law originates in England and refers to those non-commercial marriages or ceremonial marriages that were valid under England law. Really? 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 And where did they get it from? Where did they get it from? Anybody? Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember Joseph, Mary? You remember Boaz and Ruth? See, they keep showing England. Nobody's asking about England. I didn't put anything in here about England. Now, are we certain? Common law marriage was considered valid in both partners, but not formally recorded by the state or religious, blah, blah, blah. That wasn't a common law marriage. Common law marriage was done under religion. Common law, look, basically go back and look at how common law marriages were done. The same as in ancient times, where Jacob and Leah slept together. Now they were married. She became his wife. They just slept together in the same bed. That was a common law marriage. In scripture, go back and take a look at Judah and how he was Perez, his son, promising the wife of his other son that died, promising her to his younger son when he came of age, and how she played the harlot and had sex with him. And notice what he had to give her because of that relation. And it speaks about him never having sex with her after that. Or look at Tamar and her brother raping her. And she talked about the disgrace of such a situation. In scripture, when people had sex, a man and a woman, that's why you find it in most of these countries. You got her pregnant? No, y'all need to get married. Okay? So, we don't need... No, look, the New World Encyclopedia, history, most marriages in Europe. Why do they all start with Europe, as Europe was the foundation of any of this? Now, of course, they had common law marriages in Europe, but all of those marriages were also governed by law. We are talking about the common law marriages and actual history. We're not talking about this recent history junk. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're giving us the recent history. So watch this. Let's get rid of that, and we're gonna do it this way. 200. No, that would be 200. Yeah, I'll do 200 A period D. Anno Domini. Normally it's capitalized. You know what? I think I will capitalize it. Let's space it, and let's go here. Right there. Come on now. Quit playing with me. All right. Fine. And we'll get rid of the A. And we go enter. Then I got work to do. It's been a long day. I had a consult. Somebody scheduled it. And the next thing you know, they didn't do it. Yeah, must include 200 AD. Because that's when Rome was in power. Oh, as a matter of fact, let's do Rome. Let's do Rome. Yeah, that's how we do that. Because it's not common law, it's civil law. Because civil law comes from Rome. Don't just take my word for it for right now. Okay. RO R-O-M-E. Roma. Roma. In ancient Rome, concept of marriage by agreement and cohabitation was adopted by early American courts as valid under common law. Excuse me. The ancient Roman concept of marriage by agreement and cohabitation was adopted by early American courts as valid under common law. In the 1800s, state legislators began to enact laws expressly prohibiting marriage without an observed ceremony and or other requirements. Well, look at that. I just put Roman Catholic countries. Look at that. But their legality was abolished in the Roman Catholic countries by blah, 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 blah. Even says on the European continent, common law marriages were frequent in the Middle Ages. Middle Ages? That's 200, 300, 400 AD. Ladies and gentlemen. But I thought they said it came from England. We just read where it said it originated in England. No, wait, hold on. We said Rome, right? Hold on. Since it originated in England, Israel. Hey, is he real? Is he real? Israel. Is he real or is he fake? Huh? Can somebody tell me? Israel common law marriage process. Huh. The applicants of an Israel common law marriage visa, no, we don't want that. We want in Jerusalem. See, this is recent stuff. No. Let's do, no, get out of here. Nobody asked for no Ontario. Lord have mercy. All right, let's see if it's going to, it's that little line. Got to get it past that. Okay, get rid of the period then. All right, Israelites. Let's see. Nope, it still did the same thing. Israelites, so we're going to say Jerus Salem. Jerusalem. Okay. Family law Israel. See, this thing still brings, because I did Jerusalem. Let's do, we got one more thing that I can do. BCE. Okay, the reason why we do Jerusalem BCE, yeah, see, that don't like the BCE. And so we're going to put must include Jerusalem. And, sorry, I had the door open and a couple of little critters came in. They're not like flies or anything. These are the smaller bugs that many of you probably never seen because this is the bug capital of America and of the world, the bug capital of the world. Hebraic law. That it ain't with the W though. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it says a body of ancient Hebrew law codes found in various places in the Old Testament, discovered in the temple at Jerusalem, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking at common law. We're not looking for common law. We're looking for common law marriages. Much in common with agreements, prenuptial agreements, because marriage under Jewish law was essentially a private contractual agreement between blah, blah, blah. They just went into the same house. That's all. Slept in the same room. Persian King Cyrus, but I'm looking for the common law marriage, and it's not doing anything about common law marriage except for the thing about the contract. And it was an agreement, and that's why he had to give her a certificate of divorce. because Jesus talked about that certificate of divorce. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get you all to understand you cannot go by what the courts tell you the law is. You cannot go by what you hear or think is history. If I would have relied on the very first link, then I would have been satisfied and walked away and said, hey, common law started in Europe. Okay, watch this. We're going to do that common law marriage, Jerusalem, BCE. And it says on the Aramaic, I don't want to do that. Stop. An Aramaic ostracon. Come on now. Told you I don't want to go there. Of an Edomite marriage contract from Maresha, dated 126 BCE. It's just an agreement, a contract. However, I promise you, you guys don't understand how they did contracts in Egypt. I mean, not Egypt, but in Jerusalem. So go and look at the story of Ruth. So all you got to do is go look at her and Boaz. It told you what the practice was at that time. Go ahead. Go look at what Naomi told Ruth. She told her what to do. She told her to go to his tent and uncover his feet. And if he accepted her, he would make it known. Go ahead and notice what Boaz did, because he knew what Jacob went through. He asked her, who are you, my daughter? Okay, because it's dark. They didn't have no lights. Of course, they had the fires, but this wasn't a fire situation. This was at night. He was asleep. Who are you, my daughter? Who are you in my tent? Because I don't want to be just sitting up here making anybody my wife. I'm rich and too many people trying to get my money. That was Boaz. Common law marriage did not start in Britain. Common law marriage did not start in Rome. It did not start in Greece, and it definitely did not start with the Cyrus the Great Persian king or Darius. Did not start there, ladies and gentlemen. The whole common law marriage system started even before. Hold on, y'all. You're going to understand in just a second. The whole common law marriage system started even before Moses. Now, Adam and Eve, no, I ain't going there, because Adam and Eve had a ceremony. Go back and look. The father of the bride brought her to the groom and conducted the marriage ceremony. Go back and look. They had a ceremony, and there were vows exchanged. This is at last bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. This won't be called woman, because from man she was taken. Okay? They had a ceremony. Did everybody have a ceremony after that? We don't know. But we do know that the tradition of going into someone's tent and lying down, that was a tradition. It got started way before Britain. Like I told you, Britain had a king. There was no such thing as a common law under the king. There was a such thing as the law of the land. There was a such thing as the law issued by the king, but the king set the law. The common law doesn't operate on a king setting the law, because if it was, it wouldn't be called common law. The court was the king's bench. If the king's bench was so important, then the people would not have left England. They left England because of the way those idiots treated people. All right. Just the common law thing, I've been having a lot of people explain common law, and I've been going over the document where the Supreme Court claims that there is no federal common law. Go back and take a look at the 7th Amendment, and then call the Supreme Court and tell them they're liars, because that's the only common law in the United States, is the federal common law. Hold on. Any common law by the state has to conform to the federal common law. Go back and look at the requirements of becoming part of the union. The Northwest Ordinance is what all of you should be paying attention to. All right, I gotta let you guys go because I have one more video to do about the complaint, and then I gotta go get some rest. Bye bye.